Here it is. We're back down here in Victoria at Amy Park, the home of the Melbourne Storm, and leading out here, the Rabbitohs is going to be Liam Ryan for this evening, away from home, going down the coast here on your first game on SRL TV this evening, and leading out the Melbourne Storm, coming away losses against the Cowboys last week is Will Kay, leading them out onto the park here. The fans, they're coming in numbers here this evening in Melbourne. I'm Eddie Oliver, joined by Blair Curtin.
Absolute pleasure to be back in the box with you. I'm really excited here to see the matchup of the halves. Blake Harris has been electric in the number 6 jersey, while Will Kay is a premiership winner, going up against the combination of Ryan and Butterfield.
And both sides having their ups and downs during their career, but if both sides can fire here in the house especially, they could go all the way. And there's Will Kay to kick us off eventually for our first game here on SRL TV on your Tuesday afternoon. And it's going to be taken there by Butterfield. He'll give it off here to Davis. He'll drive up there short of the 20. Both sides have found rich veins of form in the season so far. Blair, we could have a contest on our hands.
As Josh Shuttlecup makes a break early, both sides do have some electric outside backs. Kevin Dixon, crazy-eyed man at fullback, while Corey Bell has been absolutely electric in the number 1 jersey as Dixon gets pulled down there on the Storm's 40-metre line. And Hellier takes his boot.
Yeah, fending off one now. He'll be pulled within the red zone. Daniel Hellier has nearly gone off to the races now. And it's going to go to Butterfield, off to Ryan. Ryan will be pulled down left hand to the upright there now, within the red zone of the Melbourne Storm. It's 5th tackle here for the Rabbitohs. It's going to be O'Hare with kicking duties. Down the field, who's underneath it? And it's going to be taken by the Hammerhead Shark and MBT. Rawdon Thompson now. He's going to get them out of trouble. What a run there. At the last minute, at the death, Thompson takes it. And he gets the Storm into some good field position here to start off their attacking set. Oh no, Sean Walker. He just overplayed his hand there. Flirting with the touchline. He goes into touch.
Yeah, geez, that was a little bit disappointing there because Melbourne really had managed to wrest some momentum off what was an excellent opening set from South Sydney. Liam Ryan, though, getting caught on 5th tackle really wasn't a good play there because it forced the lock forward to make the kick, Aaron O'Hare, and I reckon that's what brought MBT in there to get that massive break up to his own 40-metre line.
And just over the halfway now here for the Rabbitohs, and they're going to send it down here to Remy. And Remy's going to be pulled just over the 40 there within the... And we'll play it here to Kausikal and a bit of a ricochet knock on. The Storm pick it up. And now goes out here to Corey Bell. Now Maverick Oldfield now. Who's going to turn Kevin Dixon inside out? The Goosey misses. Oldfield driving. Pulled down within the red zone now here of the Rabbitohs. First tackle. Ty's going to send it left to Will Kay. We'll take a settler now, drive into the 10, right hand to the upright for the Melbourne Storm. Where are they going? Ty's going to send it to Lawrence, starting here this evening now. Straight in front of the sticks, markers offside, Tyre. He's going to go that same way. Big shot, and Hayden Mellett picks it up. He'll be put on his back here in the field to play still. Will Tyre go for the run? Yes, he does. He offloads to Lawrence again. Desperation defense from the South Sydney Rabbitohs, away from home. The Storm crowd, they're alive. Can the Melbourne Storm open the score and grab a kick? Knock on there by the referee called. No advantage taken by the South Sydney Rabbitohs.
Yeah, that was a bit of an odd one from up here in the commentary box. It looked like the ball did touch the boot before hitting the ground, but the referee's obviously seen that differently.
And he's going to be taken there on the 30 now, Hayden Davis. And they're going to play it down this left-hand side through Jesse Bennett. 10 of the halfway now. 3rd tackle for the Rabbitohs. Ryan's going to link it here with his halves partner in Josh Butterfield. He pulled on the halfway now. 4th tackle. Hellier's going to send it left. Looking to spread it here to Jai Collins. The vice captain will drive over the 30. And now which way are they going to go here? 30 out. They'll be looking for the boot of Ryan, who punts it downfield to Maverick. Maverick Oldfield to return, and he nearly opened the scoring. A long-range effort it looked to be, but it was in vain, and they did well on him there.
Yeah, one thing that's really jumped out at me so far is that the battle here has really been the outside backs, and it's been them making the big meters. Whether it was Broughton Thompson with that break early off the kick return, or Josh Saddlecart on the very first set for South Sydney, it really has been these outside men rather than the big fellas in the middle who've been making the big meters.
And Ryan will play it short of halfway now. And there goes Corey Bell. The outside backs, they're getting the meterage done early here this evening. 39 gained in that set there for the Melbourne side. And now it's going to go here to Will Kay with the crossfield punt. Down to Tyron Clay, I believe it will be. Oh, Luka Moscow, maybe a fact. And here he goes, Moscow. Where's Corey Bell at? He's there with him. What a tackle. Corey Bell take a bow. But he got some beautiful meters there. Luka Moscow straight down the sideline, flirting with it. And now it's Jamal Kaskow's turn now. He pulled down there short of the 30. And hell yeah, is going to send it back down the short side, forward pass. He overran the play there, Luka Moscow. Hell yeah, furious with himself.
Yeah, absolutely. And, I mean, that's another 50 metres for one of the outside backs for either team. It's been huge meters by these outside men. And, you know, I reckon Daniel Hellyer might feel reason to be a bit aggrieved after that forward pass call.
And Tarango Fe'u now will hand it off there to Luke Malchus. He's driving onto the 30 there now. They're going to work the short side through Nine and Broughton Thompson. Brought down well there. Strong defense from the Rabbitohs now. 15 out here of the opposition line, the Storm. They're going to drive it within to the 10 through Hayden Mellett now. Fifth tackle for them. Tyre in there at dummy half. Who's going to be doing the kicking duties here? Will be Blake Harris with the crossfield bomb underneath the sticks. Who's going to take it? It hits the post. Sonny Tyre gets wrapped up right hand to the upright. A bit of a razzle-dazzle kick there off the steelwork here at Amy Park. And the South Sydney Rabbitohs hold on there.
Yeah, look, when a ball hits the uprights like that, it can really be a bit of a live hand grenade. It can end up anywhere. Tyre just wasn't quite able to get over the line as the South Sydney defenders scrambled across to cut him off. But smart play there from Harris as Remy gets a massive break here. Finally, one of the big men are stepping up. This game could really come down to which side manages to engage their big men earlier and which side engages them better.
And over the halfway, they're going to play the ball for the fifth tackle. Liam Ryan with the kicking duties. Ricochet. Will Kay will pick it up there on the 40. This will be first tackle, 40 out from their own line. And very close to the halfway mark, and they're going to nearly get there. But Malcolm's driven back. Strong tackle. And now they're going to work the left-hand side now through Tarango Fe'u. Ball playing there to Mellert. Be pulled down on the halfway now. Third tackle here for the Melbourne Storm. They're going to go back the way that they came to Corey Bell, who goes out the back here to Will Kay. He nearly finds some space there. Brought down desperation tackle there from the Rabbitohs. And now they're going to come back this way to Lawrence. And big shot on Malchus. That was Davis, I believe. And now it's going to go to Will Kay for the kicking duties. The crossfield punt. They're targeting Moscow. Can he make them pay for it? Here goes Luka Moscow. Corey Bell. Desperation tackle now. 20 out of their own line near the Rabbitohs. They're going to go left here. Saddlecart doing the dummy half duties. Kausakau now. He'll drive to the 30 here. And 10 short of the 40. They're going to work down the short side. Here goes Saddlecart again. Strong defense there with Dylan Sharp involved. Two in there to make the tackle. Third tackle now. Oh, he is going to go straight through a hole. And he'll get over the halfway for the Rabbitohs. Fourth here. Hellyer in their dummy half. He'll go left here. And they're going to ball play. It doesn't matter. Mellett reads it like a book. 5 short of halfway. The Storm are going to have some good field position here.
Yeah, absolutely. And that was a bit of a nothing set from South Sydney generally. Aside from that last run from O'Hare, I don't think I saw a South Sydney forward touch the ball once in that set. What are the forwards doing here? They need to inject themselves into the game. They need to start putting their authority on this game.
Injection. Corey Bell, take a bow. Sorry to cut you off there, Blair. It doesn't need to be the forwards. It's Corey Bell here over at Amy Park to open the scoring in Victoria. They'll be screaming at the TV at that one. Beautiful stuff, Corey Bell.
Yeah, absolutely. A bit of individual brilliance there. Just gets around his man, and once he's through the line, there's just no stopping him. Not that far out.
And Will Carey straight in front of the sticks here. He'll be looking to convert. Crowd, they're alive here. The sea of purple at Amy Park. That's what we expect here. On your first game on SRL TV, the Storm will open the scoring. Straight over the black dot there from Will K. 6 points to 0. 16 gone here in the first half.
Been a bit scrappy from both sides. Both sides have had some pretty big errors in them. That last intercept we threw by South Sydney just proved to be the fatal one.
It definitely was, and it'll be Butterfield with the kicking duties to get us back underway. As the ref blows his whistle now, he'll kick it down the field, and the Storm scoring the first points here of the first half. Lawrence to be driven back. It's still in anybody's favour here, this contest here this evening now. Now they're going to go to Malchus. Straight through a hole here now. The forwards are involved, but so are the backs. In Josh Saddlecart, who found some space. Corey Bell did it to them just previously. And now it's Saddlecart's turn.
Well, I think Ryan Lawrence has just lost his passing license. He'll be instructed to put the ball under his arm and charge it hard by the coach at halftime, I expect, because that was a shocking ball, and Josh Saddlecart just picked that out of the air and strolled over for one of the easiest tries in SRL. Return serve South Sydney, and we're back on an even keel.
This is an end-to-end footy here at Amy Park. Both sides scoring semi-long range efforts through the attacking class of their respective backline. Butterfield converts, and, well, we have a game on our hands here, Blair. Both sides, they're giving it to each other early, making errors, and both sides are capitalizing on it.
Yeah, absolutely. It really just goes to show that you can't afford an error straight after points, because the opposition's going to be in a position to really punish you for it.
The kickoff from will be collected by Butterfield. Off here to Hayden Davis now, who'll drive there just over the 10 now. Hellier in there at dummy half. Marcus slow to get up. They get there eventually. And now it's going to be Remy straight through. This is familiar territory there for Mason Remy. The open spaces for this big forward for the south side. Now they're going to work the short side. Through Kevin Dixon. Corey Bell's back there to cover. He got back there eventually, Corey. He was a bit of out of the line. He was covering a tackle earlier. Got there in the end. That's all that matters now. Here goes O'Hare fending off one. Offloading to Ryan, the captain, driving within the 30 now of the Storm. They're looking to spread the ball here, the Rabbitohs, and it's going to be going right. And Mason Remy does get in the way. 74 gained in this set for the Rabbitohs now. Fifth tackle. 20 gone in your first half here on SRL TV. And it's going to be Ryan with the crossfield bomb. Who's underneath it for them? It's Maverick Oldfield. And Maverick is going to be breaking a tackle. Now it's a foot race. Where's Dixon at? There he is to cover. Maverick Oldfield broke a tackle first to get there. Couldn't do it on that occasion over the halfway.
Yeah, that was a stunning effort from Maverick Oldfield to get himself over the 50 line from a ball he practically caught on his own try line. But up until that point, I'd actually really liked South Sydney's set as Bell makes a half break. Can't quite get around Dixon. But we saw the South forwards get engaged. We saw some really good runs there from Remy in particular. And if they can get their big men involved, I reckon we'll be calling this advantage South.
And interchange is happening here at Amy Park for both sides. The forwards will looking to get on top, but the bomb from Blake Harris, the crossfield bomb. Underneath it is Josh Saddlecart, all class. He's going to be driven back here. He'll just stay in the field of play. The Storm looking to pin the Rabbitohs in their own half now. Dustin Richards will take his first run of his first stint here this evening now. Hell yeah, he's looking for the settler, and that's where it's going to go here. O'Hare. Well, ball play it there to Jesse Bennett. Third tackle here for the Rabbitohs. Deep inside their own half here. They'll be looking to get out. The lock here and O'Hare. He'll drive up to the 30 now. Fourth tackle. Markers getting on side for the Melbourne Storm. Hellier's going to cut it out to Jesse Bennett. It'll be well handled there. Brought down on the 40. 28 gained in that set there. For the South Sydney Rabbitohs, they'll be looking for the booty of Ryan. He'll drive it downfield. He was outside of the 40. He's going to get a lot of collection on that boot now. Maverick Oldfield again. Here he goes. Well handled. And the Rabbitohs, that was a kick out of trouble there from Liam Ryan.
Absolutely. It was a really good kick, though, and an excellent chase. That chase took a good kick and made it great because Maverick Oldfield has looked terrifying every time he has touched the ball. He could do anything.
And Ty's going to play it out here too, Hayden Mellett. Brought down just short of the halfway there, Hayden. Fourth tackle, Tyre. He's going to send it right back the way that they came. And it's going to be Corey Bell straight through a hole now. Dixon's back there to cover. He's in all sorts there, Dixon, with his long-range efforts. So is Corey Bell. Both defensively, these fullbacks are having to be on top. The switch play to Will Kay for the bomb. Dixon got back there eventually. Luckily, the kick pulled up short. But beautiful kick chase there from the Melbourne Storm. Right hand of the upright. They're looking to keep the Rabbitohs down in their own end here. Oh, here, he's not getting much.
He's not, but I still think that switch play might have been a bit of a mistake from Melbourne there. Kevin Dixon was out of position. Had they gone for the kick earlier in the play, they might have been able to catch him out completely and have a chaser come through, as Tyrone Clay makes a very decent little half break there.
He made that nothing play look like something. And now Ryan's going to ball play to Jesse Bennett. Over the halfway now here for the South Sydney Rabbitohs. They'll be looking through the punt, surely through their captain, and Ryan, there he is again. That's familiar territory, driving it down to Maverick Oldfield. Is the kick chase going to be there? Yes, it will be. He got a few extra meters, but two in there, the tackle to bring Maverick down now. The Storm working it out of their own end through Will Kay now, the settler. We'll get some good post-contact meters there now. And Ty is going to send it the way that they started previously to Ben Punch. Over the 40 now, third tackle. I'll go left, and ball playing here to Hayden Mellett. The players offside. They did well to scramble now. Now they're within the South Sydney Rabbitohs half, spreading it down the short side. Ricochet, Falcon. The ref says play on Blake. Blake Harris will pick it up. Tyre in there at dummy half. Will pass it off to Tarango Fe'u for the kicking duties. The crossfield punt here from him down to Tyrone Clay, who's dangerous with these kick returns, but Sean Walker does well there.
Yeah, absolutely. Blake Harris probably a little bit lucky not to be penalised earlier in the set as Jesse Bennett makes a break and a bit of a silly...
more.
Well.
Luke Driscoll will pick it up there short of halfway now. And this is good field positioning here for the South Sydney Rabbitohs. 10 to go in the first half. They're within the Melbourne half. Can they capitalise? Here goes Kevin Dixon. Straight through a hole. Nearly turns Corey Bell inside out. Now they're within the red zone, and it's only second tackle here for the Rabbitohs. They'll be looking for the class of the halves. Ryan will give it off here to O'Hare. The lock forward is playing out of his skin here this evening now. Hell yeah, and they're at dummy half. We'll send it off here to Field. But it'll be driven back there in a strong tackle now. Markers getting onside, and it's going to be O'Hare who'll put it off there to Driscoll. Brought down on front of the sticks there. Driscoll, they'll be looking for the bomb here from Ryan. The crossfield bomb they'll be looking for, surely. Off here to Tyrone Clay. That's where it's going to go. Clay's underneath it. Who is for the Storm? Sean Walker, take a bow. He's flirting with the touchline here. Walker, Dixon's in front of him, Dixon. And he's going to go into touch.
Well, one of the most critical things on any kick return is to get back in field. This is the second time the walk has been put into touch. And really it comes down to that failure to get yourself in. He tries to go around the South Sydney kick chase, and it does not work out for him.
That side just isn't having any sideline awareness, is it, Blair? They just have no awareness of where they are on the field, how close they are to the sideline. That's the second time. This time within their own half, and they're looking to make them pay for it here, the Rabbitohs. It's been locked up at 6-all since the very early stages of the first half. We're going to go into the sheds with a 6-point differential. Butterfield will take a settler there. Right hand of the upright will be brought down. Third tackle here. Hell yeah. He'll pass it out here to O'Hare. He'll just take the one-off pass from the ruck. And Hell yeah is going to go back the other way now to Butterfield. Straight through a hole. Right hand to the upright. He looked to do it earlier. And he's going to extend the scoring here for the South Sydney Rabbitohs at Amy Park.
Great play there out of dummy half by Daniel Hellyer, and a good bit of awareness from Butterfield to realise that hole had opened up. But Melbourne are just really not doing the basics well at the moment. The kick return that gets pushed into touch, and you really shouldn't be having holes open up in the centre of the field like that when you're defending on your try line either.
Well, that's not the first time this season that's happened. This is sort of a reoccurring thing here for the Melbourne Storm. Damien Moana and Kieran Wells did it last week at the Queensland Cowboys up there in Townsville. And they did it again here with Daniel Hellyer and Josh Butterfield straight over just to the right hand of the upright. Riley Murray it was overcompensating in that play, thinking Hellyer was going to run it out, drew him in, created the space out wide. That was just, it's class when you can see teams do that consistently. And the Rabbitohs, you can tell that they definitely did their video work in the week leading up to this game.
Yeah. Look, Liam Ryan's a really smart captain, and he'll know how to...
That's dangerous there. Keep going, Blair.
Wow. One for Australia's funniest home videos. Yeah, so Liam Ryan's an incredibly smart captain. He'll be a massive asset to the Titans next year. I assume he'll be part of their leadership side. And so he will have done that. He will have done his homework, and he'll have instructed his players on what they need to be doing.
And Ryan will play the ball just over the halfway now. Fourth tackle for the Rabbitohs. And it's going to be Luke Driscoll breaking a tackle. And he'll be pulled down there just within the 30 now of the Melbourne line. The kick to pin them in the corner. And a bit of miscommunication. Dixon, he steps around one. He'll be pulled down where the ball was played. And this is a breath of fresh air coming into the sheds of the Melbourne Storm.
Yeah, you're right, Eddie. But with that said, Melbourne are still having to work it out of their own end. They would have preferred a kick as Tyre does something. Doesn't want to touch the ball. And Walker basically makes no meters. Yeah, so that was a really decent set, though, by South Sydney after points. They got to the end of their set well. Unfortunately, they couldn't quite execute on the kick.
And over the halfway now, Ben Punch will play the ball. Fourth tackle, inside ball here to Corey Bell. Here he goes, Corey. He scored one. Can he score another to tie it up? Pull down that 25 out of the opposition line. And Bell will play the ball for Tyre to put it into the pocket off to Taringa Feu, who's straight through a hole. He offloads to Ben Punch. Well, we all thought the kick, but Feu thought run first, and he nearly paid off there with the offload to Punch. Desperation defense and well scrambled. But another error here. Dustin Richards knock on. The Storm, they're going to have a chance late.
Yeah, that's a big error from South Sydney. They had a really good chance to have a solid set, work it down, and make it really hard for the Storm to go into the sheds level at halftime. Now Storm have a golden-edged opportunity to spend a full set on South Sydney's line.
And Will Kay is going to be pulled over, turned on his back there of the line. The ref will call held up. They had some short side play going there. Walker was calling for the ball out in that center position, though. Third tackle, Tyre will pass it out here to MBT. Intercepted by Butterfield, and he wears a shot from Riley Murray. He drives him back to the 5. But that was a long, courageous pass there from the Hammerhead Shark and MBT. And it gets picked up. Richards with the bump off. They're going to work their way out of trouble here, the Rabbitohs now. Hellier's going to send it to Jesse Bennett, who's been a workhorse for them here this evening so far in the first half. 2 to go in the first half now. Hellier's going to go for a run. Corey Bell's back there to cover. He'll be pulled up on the halfway now here. Fourth for the Rabbitohs. Dixon in there at dummy half, and it's going to go to Mason Remy. A ball played out the back to Hayden Davis. And now they're 40 out here of the Melbourne line. They'll be looking for the kick just to pin them down here. Wind down the clock through Butterfield. That's what they're going to get. But they need to watch Maverick Oldfield now. Here he goes. He's going to be brought down well. Beautiful stuff. 35 out. 1 to play here in the first half now. Ty will pass it off here to Lecky Tua. Driven back there to the 40 now. The Melbourne side, second tackle. And there's 40 seconds to go. Now they're going to work the short side with Corey Bell and Maverick. Here he goes, Maverick Oldfield. Steps around Tyrone Clay. Dixon's back there to cover. He's taken out of this defensive play, though, Dixon. If they get a line break, anything could happen. But Sonny Tyre, here he goes. Passing. Hayden Davis will collect it. Shut the gate. And here he goes, the big forward. Where's the cover chasers? Sean Walker or Will Kay gets there. And that's going to be halftime here at Amy Park. It's the South Sydney Rabbitohs leading 12-6 against the Melbourne Storm.
From video editing to thumbnail design, Flow Managing covers all of your YouTube and social media needs, relieving the stress of finding creative workers and giving you more time to be creative yourself. Why wait? Join Flow Managing and we will work for you.
Welcome back here to your second half on your first game on SRL TV on your Tuesday afternoon. Going into the sheds, it was the South Sydney Rabbitohs leading 12-6 at Amy Park against the Melbourne Storm at home down here in Victoria in Melbourne. It'll be Butterfield to get us back underway to drive it down the pitch. And collecting it will be Will Kay, who'll give it off here to Luke Malkus for the first tackle. Blair Curtin, your thoughts on the first half?
A very up and down half of football for both sides. Both sides had a few errors. Both sides threw a few silly intercepts. But one of the really interesting things for me with that first half was how the Melbourne back five were really leading those meters made in terms of the game, where we'd normally see a prop forward or a second row up there. Whereas for South Sydney, it was pretty much all dominated by their forward pack. As we see a bit of a shanked kick there, really put South Sydney into a good position to start their set. And Dixon will play the ball to Collins.
And Flipper Gould will take it now. Driving to the 30. Blake Harris it was with the missed kick off the boot. Lost his compass here at home. Tyron Clay now in that fullback position for the rest of the half. Third tackle for the Rabbitohs, and they're going to work it left through the prop lock forward in our here. And now Hellier in there at dummy half. Marcus offside. And they're going to spread it down here to Jai Collins. Well handled. Driven back in a strong tackle now. Fifth tackle. Hellier in there at dummy half. They'll be looking through the boot of Ryan with the grubber kick. And Sonny Ty take a bow. He read it like a book. Got front of all confidence.
Yeah, great defensive work from Ty there as Feu runs it back up. And really strong set there from South Sydney, though. Couldn't quite execute on it. And really, one thing we've seen throughout this game is that both teams haven't executed particularly well. Whichever team manages to click into gear and start executing their plays when they're on the line is going to run away with this one. A 6-point lead for South is really nothing.
And Corey Bell will finish the set there short of the halfway. Will Kay with the kicking duties. And it'll be taken there by Kevin Dixon, who steps around one Dixon now. He left Trey Bonsakahu in his wake. We'll get back on side there, Bonsakahu now. 40 out of their own line here, the Rabbitohs. And they're going to ball play here to Filippo Gould, who'll be brought down on the halfway now. Second tackle, Marcus getting on side. And Ryan's going to spread it out to his little partner in crime in Josh Butterfield. And they'll drive to the 40 now. Within the Melbourne Storm half, they're going to come back the way they came through Jesse Bennett. And Jesse's going to drive there just on the 30. Hell yeah, he's going to go for the settle to Ryan. He goes back inside to Aaron O'Hare. Brought down short of the red zone now of the Melbourne Storm. Fifth tackle. Are they going to look for the bomb or are they just going to go for the punt? And it will be the crossfield bomb. Not going to have much depth on it. Will have the distance. Harris Andrews takes it. Does a bit all or nothing kick there from Liam Ryan.
It was, but they've also forced Melbourne back into a corner. They do need to work it out, and we'll see if they can do anything with it.
And MBT nearly getting through there, driven back. And they're going to go that same way through Dylan Sharp at dummy half. Blake Harris now down the sideline. Tyron Clay will cover. And it's third tackle here for the Melbourne Storm. 35 out of the Rabbitohs line. And Thompson will go inside to Tarenga Fetu. And drive over the 30 now, the lock forward. And Sonny Ty is going to come back that same way. Through Ben punch. Straight through a hole now punch. Two to bring him down. Hell yeah, and Clay it was. Now they need to watch out here, the Rabbitohs. They can convert the Storm. And they did the exact same thing that Butterfield did. This time it's Ty and Will Kay's turn. Get around him, boys. Your captain's got you back in the game at home.
Well, Storm really needed to be the first team to score in this second half. It's a 2-point deficit now with the kick to come to square things up. And that was really just a little bit too easy for Will Kay there. Bit of a defensive lapse from South Sydney. It seems they were all looking out for the kick, and none of them thought, hey, what if Melbourne just runs the ball?
Well, yeah, you have to give it to the Storm there, Blair. That's smart. They didn't do that all in the first half. They always went to the kick. Whenever they were in that position, that was the first ever time. But Will K will pull it to the right-hand side. 2 points the difference. This could be the decider coming back to bite them. We're looking to have a close contest here at Amy Park.
You got to turn your 4 points into 6 every time, Eddie. And Will K will be kicking himself after missing that one.
And Butterfield with the ball on the tee. The ref will blow his whistle now to get us back underway. Off we go. And the first half, the Storm had to score first, but the kicking game could come back to bite them now. Blake Harris will hand it off here to Luke Malkus. Drive it up there short of the 20 now here for the Melbourne Storm. I'll go back to Ben Punch. Brought down well there by 2 defenders of the Rabbitohs. And now they're going to go back the same way, just working it through the forwards early here. That's a strong tackle made there on Malkus. Third here now for the Storm. Now they're looking to spread it. It's going to go to Corey Bell out the back to Will K. Strong tackle made on Will K there. Excellent stuff from the Rabbitohs. It's fourth. They're going to look for the early kick. They were looking for a bit of a ricochet. Manu Philly now picks it up. Offloading to Ben Punch. A very good defensive set after conceding points there from the Rabbitohs, but they need the kick out of trouble. Will K, missed strike. Kevin Dixon will get picked up there on the halfway. Trey Ponsagahu to make the tackle.
Not the best set after points there for Melbourne, but Tyrone Clay makes a break to be wrapped up by Corey Bell. Not the best set after points for Melbourne, but full credit to South Sydney. They went in to defend with an absolute will, and they're reaping the rewards now. Can South Sydney get down there and put some more scoreboard pressure on Melbourne?
And Dustin Richards will take it there. Pull down on the 15 now, Dustin. And it's fourth tackle for the Rabbitohs. They're going to go back the way that they came. Short ball there to Kausakau now. Left hand to the upright, he'll be brought down. Marcus getting back on side. Hellyer in there at dummy half. And it's going to go to Liam Ryan for the grabber kick. And it's picked up by Tyrone Clay. But that's desperation defense there from the Melbourne Storm. The tackle had to be made. The kick didn't have much oomph on it. And here goes MBT now, getting the Storm out of trouble.
About over there. If it wasn't for that tackle, it would have been a try for certain. Kick wasn't really powerful, but it didn't have to be under those circumstances.
Ben Punch straight through a hole. This is familiar territory there for Ben. He's doing a lot of the yardage work here for the forwards of the Melbourne Storm at the moment now. Now they're going to go that same way and spread it out to Riley Murray. Be playing the rest of the game here on that second row. And a penalty given away there by the South Sydney Rabbitohs. Will K will kick for touch. And the Storm, they're going to be in the red zone here. The Melbourne fans are looking to alight.
Silly penalty there from South Sydney. It was the back end of the set. All they had to do was pressure Melbourne out. And now Melbourne's got the chance to camp on South Sydney's line for a bit.
Yeah, it's first tackle for the Storm. Will K will pass the ball. He forced his hand. Filippo Gould picks it up. That's just a waste of a set there. The captain, you need to be playing better than that when you're behind by 2 points. Dustin Richards there to take the tackle.
Yeah, absolutely. Will K's had a bit of a shocker this second half so far. Needs to get his head back in the game. Look, I've got every confidence that he'll do it. But right here and right now, Storm need to defend.
And they're going to drive over the halfway through, Jack Collins. Fourth tackle now, and they're going to come back. And they'll go inside to Aaron O'Hare now. And 40 gained in that set there for the Rabbitohs. They'll be looking for the kick to pin the Storm in their own corner through Ryan. You need to watch out. Oh, a bit of a knock back there from Maverick Goldfield. Steps around one now, Maverick. Clay's back there to cover. He's in 2 minds there, Maverick, but he got the job done. And that's going to be another penalty. The ref walked over to Liam Ryan. But one more silly error like that, and somebody's going to be spending 10 on the sideline.
Yeah, you can't give 2 penalties like that away in 2 sets. Not good enough from South Sydney. And Melbourne get an easy 15 metres.
Well, for the next 25 minutes here, Blair, one more error or dumb, just discipline penalty given away from the Rabbitohs. And somebody could be spending 10 on the sideline. That's what the ref said. We heard it over the comms. And now it's going to go from Tyre to Punch. And that's a strong tackle made on him, offloading to Tyre. Good double-up player there defensively by the Rabbitohs now. Third tackle. The Storm. Corey Bell will send it right. Looking to spread it here to Trey Bonsakahu. 2 points the difference now. 24 to go here in the second half. And Will Kay is going to spread it off here to Marty Philly. He'll take the final run of the set now. In front of the sticks. Which way are they going here, the Melbourne Storm? 15 out. And it's going to go Will Kay to crossfield bomb. Who's underneath it for them? It's Luka Moscow. Steps around one now, Moscow. Bell's out there to cover. But a beautiful kick there from Will Kay, but even better taken by Luka Moscow.
Kick chase just wasn't quite there. It was a bit odd. Moscow got that a bit too easily, and he got about 10 metres a bit too easily as well. Corey Bell really shouldn't have needed to have been engaged in that tackle like that.
And Jamal Kausikow now will take it just on the 30. Hell yeah, we'll send it out of the back to Liam Ryan, who's flat-footed. Passes to Dustin Richards now. He'll drive up there, and he'll get to the halfway there, Dustin. 26 gained in that set. Bit of a flat-footed set there from the Rabbitohs. They'll be looking for the kick now. And it will be through Aaron O'Heal. Punt it crossfield down to Maverick Goldfield again. Maverick. Here he comes with the return. He's winding up Maverick. Well handled there by Jai Collins in the tackle, I believe it was now. First tackle. There's 20 to go here in this second half for the Melbourne Storm. Big shot put on. It was by Filippo Gould, I believe it was. What a shot. And another penalty given away this time, the Melbourne Storm.
Yeah, wow, it was all happening there. Liam Ryan and Dustin Richards took what was a very average South Sydney set and used the fifth tackle to turn it into a very good one. Bit of a silly error there from Melbourne, giving it up, and I think that just caused a bit of panic and they lay in the tackle for too long. Not really good enough from the Storm.
Indeed there. Now they're going to work the short side through Jai Collins. Bonsakahu, they get there to make the tackle. This left edge defense was all over the place against the Cowboys, but they're more in sync here this evening at home now. Third tackle for the Rabbitohs. They're going to go back down that short side through Kevin Dixon. The ankle tap there from Maverick Oldfield missed. Dixon takes advantage. He dives down here in the corner, and there's a few there's a few South Sydney fans to celebrate with him there.
A really interesting play. Going back to short side might not have been a lot of teams' first choice, but they saw the overlap. South Sydney took it, and Dixon put some six in front. But it's a very, very difficult kick for Joshua Butterfield to make it 8.
It definitely is. And on the sideline, we'll let him do the work. And unfortunately for the Rabbitohs, he pulls it too far to the left there. 6 points of difference. Well, earlier we were talking about how the missed kick from Will Kay would come back to bite them. This time, it's Josh Butterfield missing, and they're only within one converted try here, the Melbourne Storm. There's 19 minutes to go. There's still plenty more footy to be played down here in Melbourne.
There's plenty more footy, but in general, when the Storm have been on, they've really looked on, and they've really looked like they can take it to South Sydney. But South Sydney have consistently been just good enough, and as long as South Sydney keep being that just good enough, I reckon they'll get over the line here.
And there goes Aaron O'Heal now. He'll drive there. He pulled down 35 out of their own line here with the Rabbitohs. Hell yeah, he's going to send it out to this right-hand side to settle it to Butterfield. He brought down there short of the halfway now here, Butterfield. Another penalty. This time it's a warning for the Melbourne Storm. The ref walked over to Will Kay. That's enough. Both of these sides, they're on a thin line with this referee here this evening. Either side gives away another penalty or something around those lines. We could be seeing a lot more open space around the field.
Could this match possibly end 12-on-12? That could be an interesting situation.
I believe, Blair, it's going to come down to who can sort their discipline out first. If a penalty gets given away at either side, I'm sure it's just going to open up. It's already very open as it is. But one more player down, it could be game ending for whoever has that player sitting off for 10 the bin now. And now they're going to work this left-hand side through Dustin Richards. Will be brought down there within the 10 now of the Melbourne line. Left-hand the upright, hell yeah. He's going to, which way is he going to send it? It's going to be right. Inside ball to Tyrone Clay. He's over, left-hand the upright. It's the fullbacks doing it. It was Dixon playing on the wing. This time it's Tyrone Clay's turn for the South Sydney Rabbitohs.
What a play. What an excellent inside ball. And what a try for Tyrone Clay. Tries have come at a bit of a premium throughout this match. Is this the game winner?
Coming up to the 15 mark in the second half. Butterfield, well, this is pretty much in front here for him. He'll convert it straight over the black dot. 12 points the difference. 15 to go. The Storm, well, at the moment here, Blair, the Rabbitohs are just converting off of points. They're getting downfield. They're getting the calls from the referee to go their way. If the Storm can turn around, put in a good defensive set, force an error, they might have an opportunity to strike back.
You know, I think this is where that missed kick from Butterfield really comes into it as well. If South Sydney were 14 up and Melbourne needed to score 3 times to win it, I reckon we could pretty much say, she's done, boys. But at 12 points the margin, 2 converted tries to level the scores, it's a much more even game.
And now they're 20 out. Hell yeah, is going to take his time. And the Storm looking to put a good defensive set in here now. Which way are they going to send it? Andrews will send it left to Josh Saddlecart. And we brought down, who will actually drive over the 30. That's a good post-contact meters there now. And here goes Jamal Kassakow. Be 10 short of the halfway. 4th tackle. They'll be looking for the early kick here, the Rabbitohs. Through Josh Butterfield. That's a missed strike. It's going to be taken by Manu Philly now. Remy in there to make the tackle. On the halfway, the Melbourne Storm. This is good field position now. Punch will ball play it to Riley Murray. Murray will drive there on the 40 now. Tyre in there at dummy half. They need to spread the ball early here. They need to find some points, and it has to be soon. And it's going to be a ricochet offside penalty. Blake Harris. He looked to go out the back, and they just got in the way there, the block play from the Melbourne Storm.
Been a bit of a recurring theme in this match where set plays just haven't quite come off. Not sure what's happening with Harrison. K.S. Davis makes a break. Fending one. Forces Bell to bring him down. Gets to the 20 on first tackle. Can South make them pay here? Dustin Richards drives it over that 10. Eddie, what's your thoughts, mate?
Here we go now. Which way are they going? It's going to be right. Liam Ryan will pass it off to Butterfield. Tyrone Clay. He can't step around one this time. Within the 10 now here, the Rabbitohs. It's 3rd tackle. And now they're going to work the short side through Butterfield to Settler. He's driving on one. Josh Butterfield. That's going to be the deal sealer. That's going to be the game-winning try. The ref wants to check it, but I'm pretty confident that he got over here.
Yeah, and it's Walker who is just bullied there to put that ball down. That is definitely a meat pie, Eddie. Go and grab the sauce. It is now 16 points up, 26-10, South Sydney's way with a kick to come. And Joshua Butterfield gets the chance to convert his own try. Will he make a bit more of this effort than Will Kay did with his?
Well, it's going to be out on the 20, on the quarter line here for Butterfield. He didn't get it from his preferred side now. We're on the other side of the field now. And he's going to bring that around nicely there. Josh, beautiful stuff. Green lights. The touchies flags are in the air. And that's probably going to be the game-winning try there from Josh Butterfield. There's about 12 to play here in the second half. Will Kay, if I was him, the Melbourne Storm, I'd be wanting just to find a consolation, try to make this scoreboard look a bit prettier.
Yeah, absolutely. Melbourne were very fancied coming into this game. And South Sydney have really pulled their pants down a bit at home. 18 points in 12 minutes is not impossible, but it's pretty hard.
It'll be Saddlecart with the return, driving up to the 25 now. Marker's offside. Hell yeah, we'll send it to Dave. Reeds now. Playing the ball. Hell yeah, in there, dummy off. Now they're going to spread it down this right-hand side. Ryan off here to Saddlecart now. And it's finally starting to get a bit of a sprinkle here at Amy Park. And Tyrone Clay will be driven back there short of the halfway now. 4th tackle. Hell yeah, in there at dummy half. We'll send it back the way that it came now. And Jamal Kassakow will take the final hit up of the set here for the South Sydney Rabbitohs. 5th tackle. In the pocket it will go. And it's going to be that man in Liam Ryan. The crossfield punt down to Maverick Goldfield. Well, he's been quiet here in the second half. And well handled there by Jai Collins. That's beautiful defense. They've been doing it all half, and they're continuously doing it for the 80 minutes.
Yeah, Maverick Oldfield looked electrifying in that first half. I think South have maybe made a decision that they're not going to kick to him so much as Dylan Sharp with an excellent break there, but pulled down before anything can be done with it. This weather, I think, is going to be to South Sydney's advantage because that ball's going to start to slip up. They probably didn't put the medical spray on their hands at half time, so the ball's not going to stick in Melbourne's hands so well either.
And also the Melbourne Storm, they're chasing points, so they have to force their hand if they want anything to happen. And it has to be now or pretty soon. Blake Harris with the kicking duties. Now it's down to Luka Moscow. Well handled. You need to be doing more stuff with the ball if you want to be scoring points and getting some comeback coming here now. And it'll be Saddlecut taking the run, working their way out of their own end here, the Rabbitohs. 18 points the difference, and it's going to go off here to Harris Andrews. Will be driven back there, 25 out of their own line. Third tackle. And now they're going to take it left here to Kausakau. Kausakau driving there, 2 on the tackle to bring him down. They're going to try and play the ball down here, the Storm. Early kick now from Butterfield. He takes his time with it. He holds it. He realized he didn't have the angle. And also probably not the strike and the distance from there. But it'll be Davis who'll do the duties. The win on their favour. Corey Bell takes it on the full now. Here goes Corey. Be pulled down 40 out of their own line. 3 in the tackle. They're not giving the Storm an inch.
They're not, no. South Sydney weren't particularly interested in an attack there, but when you're 18 points up with 7 on the clock, you don't really have to be. As Bonzakahu gets pulled down just over South's 40-metre line. Melbourne just don't seem to really have any answers of their own in attack, though, as Will Kay takes a rather curious little hit-up.
And bam, punch. Straight through a hole now, punch. Offloading to Blake Harris. He pulled down left hand of the upright now. 4th tackle. They have to score in this set. They're going to bring it back to the middle. Inside ball there to Malchus. This is dangerous stuff here for the Storm. If they score, they might be with a chance. But the Rabbitohs, they're looking to hold them out. The grabber kick to Will Kay. The halves linking. It doesn't matter. There's 3 there. The desperation stuff here from the South Sydney Rabbitohs is electrifying. They're alive here. Saddlecut bumping off 1. How good is this performance from the Rabbitohs?
Yeah, there was a bit of a feeling that Melbourne might really fire up in the second half and run down South Sydney's lead, but that just hasn't come about. Melbourne got the first try of the second half, but ever since Will Kay missed that conversion, ever since he miscued those couple of kicks, and with those errors and penalties as Davis strolls through the line.
And Saddlecut will take the pass underneath the sticks. Hayden Davis take a bow at the pass, but Josh Saddlecut is over for a double here at Amy Park. This is razzle-dazzle footy here from the South Sydney Rabbitohs.
18 points was not enough for South Sydney. They really want to improve their for and against this afternoon. 3.5 on the clock. 32-10 with the kick to come. I think we have our winner, gentlemen.
There it is, the final words of Blair Curson. We have our winner here this evening on your first game on SRL TV. And he'll drive that one into the crowd there of Butterfield, and he throws to the tee to let them know about it. This is a strong win here away from home. The South Sydney Rabbitohs down in the playpen of Amy Park. Storm fans are leaving early here. The game's over. Will Kay, he'll take his time to wind down the clock, but it's the Rabbitohs' evening.
It absolutely is, Eddie. The Rabbitohs have just really fired up in this second half. They made a couple of silly penalties. They bounced back from it, and they have just done so well. It was only 12-6 at halftime. There has been a lot of points put on the board in the second half, and almost all of them have been to South Sydney.
Marker's offside. Hell yeah, won't take advantage of it. And he'll be going off here to Jai Collins straight through now. But I have to give it to Josh Saddlecut, who started in the centres and moved into the forwards. He's had an absolutely outstanding performance here this evening. Josh Saddlecut. Now it's 4th tackle. So going to go off here to Tyron Clay. He'll be pulled down there just within the 30 now. 58 gained in that set there for the Rabbitohs. Bit of a ricochet, and the ref's going to call play on. Hayden Davis, he'll fend off one again now. He'll offload to hell yeah. But that's probably going to be it for the South Sydney Rabbitohs with the ball. The Melbourne Storm will look to finish it off here.
Yep. We're about to hear the fat lady sing, and she's going to start with the words glory, glory. Maybe Melbourne can get a consolation try here, but all it's going to change is for and against.
And Blake Harris will go inside to Malchus now, fending off one. I needed that probably about 20 minutes ago now. He'll be pulled down the halfway. 15 seconds to go here in your first game on your Tuesday evening. Will Kay will drive it up to your 40. But that's going to be full time here at Amy Park. What a game that the South Sydney Rabbitohs put on for us here on SRL TV, away from home. Out of all odds, Blair, they came away with the win. Victorious here at Amy Park against the Melbourne Storm. This was the scoreline that they put on.
Absolutely it was. And it was all in that second half. Completely unsurprising to see Hellier man of the match. He does dish the ball out very well. South Sydney did carry a possession advantage into the second half, but they've reinforced it here. 31 sets to 27 for Melbourne. And look at that difference in completion rates.
It's crazy. You know, it's all over the place. Tackles 201 tackles to 156. They definitely had ball and they definitely took advantage of it. 41 line breaks to 36. As we go look at more individual stats here of the Melbourne Storm, Maverick Goldfield, no surprise, running for 246 meters, 7 line breaks. It's all over the place. The tackles from Ben Punch, I have to give it to Ben Punch. He was the only one actually making line breaks here, Ben. 142 running meters, 23 tackles, 3 line breaks. He's sort of the unsung hero in this outfit here this evening, Blair.
Yeah, absolutely. And he was one of the few to be really dangerous in the second half. We talk about Maverick Oldfield and he had a stunning game, but it'd be more correct to say he had a stunning first half where he racked up 175 of those 246 meters. And I'd put a fair bit of money down that he probably made most of his 7 line breaks there as well. Corey Bell had an excellent game, but again, that was mostly an excellent first half. Most of those 191 run meters came in that first half as well. Ben Punch did lean up in that second half, but he was pretty much on his own in doing so. Broughton Thompson was practically unseen in the second half, as was Fe'u.
Yeah, definitely. Tarango Fe'u was not really seen there. More of an individual side from the Melbourne Storm, not really able to get the job done. As we move on to the South Sydney Rabbitohs, well, Hayden Davis, 200... Hang on, so you tell me Hayden Davis played 35 minutes. He ran for 202 meters. Oh my God, what a performance here from the forward. Hayden Davis, that's crazy.
It is crazy, but to be fair, most of those were in about those 4 runs where he got those line breaks. But yeah, 202 meters in 14 runs is excellent. Josh Saddlecart, 174 meters off the same number of runs and had a double to go with them. 6 massive line breaks. Didn't miss a tackle, which is pretty rare in an outside back as well. And Aaron O'Hare topping South Sydney's tackle sheet and 140 run meters of his own.
Definitely.
Yeah, and I mean, only
very well put together performance from the Rabbitohs. It was like every player played their part.
Absolutely, and I mean, when you've got the top tackler only having to make 20 tackles in the game, that shows just how much you have dominated possession.
And again, it came down to the kicking game. Liam Ryan, who did get them the victory with that field positioning game there. Beautiful stuff. It was the South Sydney Rabbitohs coming away with it, 34 points, 2-10 against the Melbourne Storm down here in Amy Park. It's a beautiful performance, and there's plenty more games to go here on your Tuesday evening. We're going to be off to Geo Stadium down in Canberra, where the Raiders will be taking on the Manly Seagulls. But until then, I'm Eddie Oliver, joined by Blair Curtin. Thank you for joining me here this evening. Enjoy your evening.